Monty Python.
Yeah,
Thank you.
maybe
There we
he
go.
is. Maybe he's nobody from Nee.
Maybe.
Got the coconuts. Oh, yeah.
The Knights who say Nee.
Yes.
Thank you, LB. Nee, 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 nee. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, well, in my mind, they're from Nee.
They probably, if you ask them where they're from, what are they going to say?
Nee.
Nee, exactly.
Exactly. Okay.
Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 484. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. Today we're going to talk about the most powerful meme deck of all time. Now, hit our theme song! Yeah. Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole bunch is going down. We're going to talk about the most powerful deck ever created by any mad scientist deck brewer in the history of Magic the Gathering deck brewing. We have some stories to tell, some people to thank. But before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They're your source for all your gaming needs, where you can use special promo code CCO Holiday to save yourself 5% of all the super powerful stuff we're going to talk about on the show today or anything in the future if you want. They got game supplies and game boards and mats and dice and all that shit. Go there, buy it, pay less for it.
Yeah, you're going to buy it anyways, and you're going to want to buy the cards that we talk about today. You're going to want to maybe pick up some Tarkir Dragonstorm. Looks actually pretty cool. I'm liking what I've seen thus far, and in the next couple weeks we're going to talk about legendary creatures and special art printings and all of the stuff that we always talk about and like about the set.
We're going to talk about some of the nerd rage actually from Dragonstorm on the show today, because this is the ultimate opportunity to talk about where one of the cards that people are saying, it's too strong, will go.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to build that deck live on the show for you today, right after. We also say thank you to Pile of Bones Brewing Co. They are the second coolest thing to come out of Regina, as well as being the official beer sponsor for CCO Sidewalk Slam Season 3, right here on YouTube.
Very much so.
Episode in the can, episode 1 up, you can watch it. Episode 3, going to be recorded in the next couple of weeks. We're going to get some very exciting guests on that one. I set it all up last night.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to tell Ryan about it after the show because I forgot to tell him about it before the show. And we hope you'll all join us there for that because it's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, most likely. We got our new microphones in. We got the right cables in, so it should sound better than ever at the very least. Is the Magic play going to be that good? Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Is there going to be some splashy plays? Yeah, maybe. Is there going to be some beer drinking Pile of Bones and then after we go out for supper somewhere?
Yeah, brother. Man, can you believe that Keel and Peter Prokop wanted to go to the Coachman licensed beverage room and casino?
But who wouldn't?
That's true. It's just of all the places that you could go, they wanted to go to the Coach.
Yeah,
Man.
There it is. There it is. And if you come for a Sidewalk Slam because you're a Patreon supporter on patreon.com/CCO Podcast, you can get an invite. You can come slam. Then you can come to the Coachman licensed beverage room. We got to shout out the patrons. We got some new ones to thank today.
Okay.
After we do our final thank you to the Dufferin Avenue Media Network, Studio Network. Studio?
Network.
Yes, we've got LB today in the booth, not producer Gary. He's off playing hockey or some other Canadian thing like that. And I'm going to the game after. I got to mic him up with a microphone.
Oh, that's it's for charity, right?
Yeah.
Hockey helps the homeless.
Yep.
I don't know if it's too late for people to throw some support behind that, but if you want to, look into it. It's a great cause helping out people here in our community.
Yep.
If that's something you want to get behind, we are. So you can join us.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. So big thanks to LB. He's in the booth today. I was going to say with Fusion, I just ordered a promo Soul Ring. It was like $8, so it's not like a crazy fancy one. I did use CCO Holiday promo code on it.
Yeah.
And that freed up a Soul Ring for me to paint and put in the altar binder for Vegas coming up. The altar binder's getting restocked. And if you're interested in meeting up, checking out some altars, or of course, if you're part of CCO Nation staying in the house, it's going to be stocked. It's going to be awesome. I've got my Vegas tickets. You got yours.
I also got mine as well. Man, that was...
Baby. We're not going to think about it.
No.
We're just going to have fun.
Oh, no. We're going to have the best time. That's why I did it. I was clicking, all the pain. Just like, oh,
Yes.
check out.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
Canadian. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But
Yeah.
it's going to be so good.
It's going to be so good. Coming up in June's going to come up fast now that
Yeah.
now that I'm anticipating it. And if you want to be part of the CCO experience, I mentioned the patron. It's in the links wherever you listen or watch the show. You should be watching on YouTube though.
You really should be.
There we go, because Editor Joe works very hard. We appreciate him for that. If you want to donate, commandercookout.com. If you want to buy anybody a beer, you can leave us a message there. Or coffee.com/commandercookout. Another great way to donate. And a lot of the times at the show or just before the show, I'll get a message on Discord or Twitter or Patreon or Coffee. Hey, buy whoever a beer. He's a really nice guy. Or here's a round of beer for the house, and somebody will send us a few bucks. And we very much appreciate that. And I always make sure to say, hey, this is from whoever. This is from whoever. Yeah. So lots of fun there.
This is our year also. This is the time.
Oh,
This is the
yeah.
time. Even if you're not in the house, even if you're not a Patreon supporter, wear your CCO shirt, get one, and show up. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah,
It always
very much
is, but this is going to be the fucking one.
I want to see the most number of CCO shirts that I've ever seen, like in one place.
I'm going to get so drunk, I'm going to get into a fight with someone. I'm not.
Yeah, no, I don't want that to happen.
I won't have it.
Fighting really sucks.
I know, man. Fighting is the
Fighting
worst.
sucks.
Man, it sounds like it's kind of funny to joke about, but to actually do, man.
Yeah, I would take my CCO shirt off if I was getting into a fight.
Man, I would take my CCO shirt off if I was going to get into a fight on Sidewalk Slam.
Ooh, I wonder if that's a preview for something.
It might be. You
It
never
might
know.
be, yeah. So, last thing about Vegas, community panels. I've reached out to some people in the Discord, and we've started planning, we've got house... Chili tacos back on the menu, boys. Yeah, so chili tacos, we're going to have those not catered because we're going to make them in-house with our in-house chefs.
Which is basically catered.
We're looking at pool. We're looking at houses. Some are walking distance for the people who want that. And community panels. I love the idea of talking about CCO Nation and how we've grown as a community and how we kind of rally around each other or like our area that we have or that we set up for ourselves at Magic Cons. And I like that kind of stuff. If other people you think would be interested in that, maybe that's what the panel idea is. But if you have your own idea, hit me up in Discord.
Now, or we could just slam dunk on all the other creators that are there.
Yeah, just roast them.
Yeah.
Roast them.
I don't want to say that I'm an insult comic, but if I was going to be a comic, I would be an insult comic.
Yeah, you probably would be.
Last night, I spent like half an hour dunking on a child, and it was just so easy.
Yeah. Dana Roach, though, he's the opposite of a child
Well, I'll dunk on him too.
for being old.
I haven't dunked on him in a long time.
You know what? You can't dunk on people for being old because you're
well,
freaking old.
That's why I can do it.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yes. Yes, the first thing you say is, listen, I'm old, I have a small dick and no credit. Now you can dunk on anybody you want. That's real.
Yes.
LB's nodding. See, it's real.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
That's it. That's the secret to success, I guess, in the nation. Also, a secret to success.
Ooh.
Submit your deck list on the Discord or to commandercoco.com and we'll feature it on the show.
Just like Zoidberg Jesus did
That's
to give
right.
us the most powerful deck in the universe.
Potentially.
Potentially. Well,
On paper.
on paper, it is the most powerful deck you can possibly have.
Yeah. Now, I'll read you the synopsis, the Cole's Notes version, then we're going to get into it.
Okay.
We've got Kenrith, the Returned King. He's the commandee. I'm going to give him a read first. So he's a 5/3 human noble for white 4. Okay, track so far?
I'm following.
He got red. All creatures gain trample and haste until end of turn.
Sure.
All creatures. I like when you do it to somebody else's creatures.
I kind of,
like
yeah,
that.
I like that too. That's pretty fun.
Okay, he's got green 1, put a +1 counter on target creature. White 2, target player gains 5 life.
Sure.
Blue 3, target player draws a card.
Ooh.
And black 4, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under its owner's control.
Interesting.
Cool. So that's the commander. All 5 colors, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's my synopsis of this deck.
Okay.
In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines.
Hit me.
5 color.
5 colors.
Greedy mana base.
Greedy man.
As greedy, and I'm gonna read Zoidberg Jesus' note that he left us in a minute. Mana Denial.
Yes, got it.
Extra turns.
It's got him.
Every single game changer.
That's my favorite part. My favorite part. We're playing every game changer in the game to change it.
Now, here's the thing. Over the last month or so, we've done actually pre-show and Commander Cookout. We've done a lot of discussion and really looked into, and so has Gemstone Mine John for CEDH.
Yeah.
And tutors he's done a lot of work on too, because there's so many tutors in CEDH, right? We've covered game changers and the bracket matchmaking system like ad nauseum.
Yeah, just like the card. We took
Yes.
damage from flipping shit over.
Yeah, very much so. And I think that we did a pretty good job.
I agree.
I think that we were very thorough. And now here comes putting kind of our money where our mouth is, putting our pedal to the metal, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever we're doing.
Whatever it is it good? Like, if we take every single game changer with the greediest 5-color mana base and do all the stuff that they ask us not to, is it actually good? And could we sit down in a bracket 4 or a bracket 5 deck or pod and say, hey, I play every game changer. I play Mana Denial. I play tutors. I play extra turns. I'm doing all of it. Yeah. All of it.
You know what you have to do before you start that game is you got to get one of those like elastic, like the pre-workout elastic thingies.
Yes.
So you can like get your pump
Just
on
get pumped.
and just start sweating just a little bit because you're going so hard
get the
in the
head
sun
and-
in Vegas.
Yes,
And
the
then when
head
you
and
show
neck
up
veins.
and you sit down, you're like, you guys ready to sweat?
You guys ready to get sweaty?
And then somebody says, well, what game changes are you playing? Yes. What? Yes. Right? Because
That's all you do. That's all you do. So we've got some custom categories. We're going to fly through a couple of them because they're pretty like, okay, the ramp category is Arcane Signet, Chrome Mox. Oh man, Grim Monolith. No, I'll read them all and then I'll read the game changers.
Why don't I just read them all?
Agatha of the Vile Cauldron, Arcane Signet, Collective Voyage. These cards aren't that good.
No.
Heartbeat of Spring, Rites of Flourishing. Okay, so that's kind of like a group huggy card. Everybody draws an extra card, plays an extra land per turn. Selvala, Show and Tell, Tempt with Discovery. Okay.
Sure.
Oh, geez, Ryan and Brando. That doesn't sound like there's very much ramp.
There isn't a Sol Ring in there.
Okay. Chrome Mox, Grand Arbiter Augustine the Fourth. Okay, you're following me?
Yeah.
Grim Monolith, Jeska's Will,
Yeah.
Keenan Bonder Prodigy, that's a mana doubler.
Yeah.
Lion's Eye Diamond, Mana Vault,
Oh my God.
Mox Diamond,
Holy.
Smothering Tide,
What the?
Urza Lord High Artificer,
What are we even doing?
Vornklex Voice of Hunger. He's a mana doubler.
We are scum. And a mana denier.
Yes, so there's 20 pieces of ramp, and
And some of them cost 8.
you'll recognize some of those cards as game changers, and I like Grand Arbiter and Vornklex in this section the most because they're actually denying your opponent's resources by keeping their lands tapped. That's mana denial, and or giving you a benefit right on the same card.
Yes.
They're 2-for-1s right onto the battlefield. Or in lots of cases, if they last longer than like a turn, they're 3-for-1s, 4-for-1s, because your stuff's always cheaper or your mana's always doubled.
If you can keep somebody off, if you can keep Vornklex on the table for 2 rounds, you've probably won that game.
Oh, yeah.
Not right on the spot, but probably you're going to win that game because your opponents are so fucked.
Yes, very much so. And when you look at the average mana value of the deck, I don't remember where to do that. I thought I knew, but now I don't.
It's probably 4.
Well, it might be. I'm just going up
4 or
and down
5.
until I see it, but I don't see it, so I'm not wasting any more time.
Yeah, hell with it. We've already looked at it. We've done so. There's some ramp stuff. What's Heartbeat of Spring? What is that?
Heartbeat of Spring is whenever a player taps a land for mana, they add an additional mana of the same type that land produced.
So it's Mana Flare, but green.
Yes.
And Collective Voyage and Tempt with Discovery are both ramp spells where your opponents and you can find lands. Typically, if your opponents do it, you do it way more harder.
Yes.
Is what those are. So there's some non-traditional, dare I say, group hug.
And that's what Zerberg Jesus, that's what he called it too. He's like, I had to find a way to offset like the saltiness, because not all game changers are like inherently salt-inducing cards.
Yeah.
But some, like Vornklex and Grand Arbiter, very much are.
Yes.
So he's like, hey, I'm going to give you an extra land, but I'm also going to make my stuff cheaper and play Grand Arbiter, plus he's a game changer.
Yes.
Or because he's a game changer.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got some, let's do discard, removal, stacks, kind of all in one package.
Let's
okay?
do discard all on its own right now. It's only Turgid. This is one of those things where you're only playing it because you're playing 40 game changers.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do anything.
If I said, if I lumped her into the stacks category, you probably wouldn't argue.
No,
right?
I would
because
not.
she kind of is like, whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, we get it onto our battlefield.
And we are not enabling or forcing that. So really, she's just kind of passively hanging out there, seeing what your opponents do, right?
Yes.
So it's she's iffy, but she's here because the memes are
because of the
strong.
meme. Yes, and we're coming to our first fork in the road. It's like, man, this card does pretty much nothing.
Does sweet cock all.
But this is a meme or a theme deck. Dare I say this deck falls into the 1 bracket because it's a theme deck.
Can you imagine? No, this is my 5 that's a 1. What the fuck do you mean? Well, I just memed on it so hard that it came all the way back around and now it's a 1. And I'll bet you there's some ones that would beat the shit out of this deck.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna
talk about
later.
that when we get to strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Turgid has no purpose being in the deck other than she's a game changer.
Yeah. Let's talk about the stacks pieces, all of which are there because all 3 of them are game changers.
Yes, and actually,
they're actually also really, really good.
Cards that affect games in a meaningful way without doing anything. So these really are game changers. These cards are actually going to change the game the moment they hit the table.
Yes.
We've got Draneth Magistrate.
Can't cast things other than from your hand, your opponents.
Yes.
Do that.
So
you can still play stuff.
No more Commander. Yep. No more Flashback. No more Cast from Exile.
No more Cascade. No more Yeah, it's very good.
No more Commander's the big one, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Opposition Agent.
We control our opponents while they search, and then we find the thing, and then we can play the fucking thing.
And
no fetch lands.
And flash speed, too, because...
that way you can get somebody with it, too.
When my opponent is definitely going to play their Demonic Tutor, because I'm definitely playing in bracket 3, 4, or 5, I'm going to definitely cast my Opposition Agent and get their thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Here's what you do. You tap 1 black. You play that thing that's... Each of you searches for a thing and puts it on top.
Scheming Symmetry.
Scheming Symmetry. And you make them barter for like who's going to get the thing. And then they pick, pick me, I'll do it. And then you play Opposition Agent and you search their library to find the thing that you want. And since you're playing it in Rev, then you hit them and you get it. It's perfect. Mm-hmm. It's the best. Mm-hmm. And then you might play that thing with a Trinisphere, which makes everything that costs less than 3 cost 3. Man,
Trinisphere.
That card will blow you away if you let it. That is a very good Magic the Gathering card.
Trinisphere is a hard card to play around because if you everything costs a minimum of 3 and you forget that it's there and it's like, hey, I'm going to save this frickin' fog or this pump spell or this removal spell. You're coming at me with a Vorinclex and I'm like, oh, Doomblade. And you're like,
no,
you need 3 mana. And I'm like, I only have 2 mana because I forgot about Trinisphere.
That's right. Trinisphere real good. Yeah. Let's talk about removal also.
Okay, so
Of course we're playing it. Of course he is, because memes are dreams.
Memes are dreams, baby. We got Armageddon. Yep.
Kills all the land. It's here because it's a meme, not because it's
a game changer.
Though
it is.
Though it is, yes.
It's the non-redundant game changer, right? Like, you know how the tutors are the redundant game changers?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have tutors, but if you want to have fucking tutors, we're going to put some of them on the game changers list.
Yeah.
Armageddon's just like, don't play land denial when you're in brackets 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Here we are in bracket 4, I guess, or 5. We've got an Armageddon.
Bracket 5. Close bracket.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we have 3 game changers. They are Cyclonic Rift.
Mm-hmm.
Good card.
Very good card.
Ought to be in Magic decks that play blue.
That's right.
Fierce Guardianship.
Same
ought to be in blue decks that play their commander.
Correct.
And Force of Will. Arguably ought to be in blue decks.
Yes. Very good in this deck, of course, because we're playing so many blue things that we can pitch to it. You will always have a blue card to pitch to Force of Will in this deck. It's more often than any other color, but, like, come on.
Yeah, actually, you know what? We are playing 24 blue cards in this deck. It is the most common color. So, okay, Force the Will starting to look pretty good. Just throwing that out there. Okay, now our draw spells. Oh baby.
Oh my God.
Let's start off. Let's start off here. Dictative Crewfix. That just means everybody draws 2.
It's a Howling Mine. That's an enchantment with flash.
Yeah. Flump is whenever something is dealt damage. No, whenever it's dealt damage, you and target opponent each draw a card.
Yes.
Sure. Flux from Portal.
What?
What in the ass?
Each player chooses and discards from his or her hand any number of cards and then draws that many cards. Then we draw a card.
Cool. That's like 69-cent frickin'
Windfall? Isn't Windfall like 59 cents?
Sort of. It's like a cross between Windfall and like Time Twister.
It's like Windfall, except you get to keep your stuff that you like. That's very huggy.
It's
I don't know.
Flux of Fortune. It's Windfall of Fortune. Is that what this is? Is it Winds of Change?
It's Windfall of Misfortune because they get to pick if they want to do it or not.
Oh,
because Wheel of Misfortune, you can pick if you want to do it or not.
Flux.
Really.
There you go. That one's for free, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, unless you need to pay 69 cents.
Nice.
Folio of Fancies. This is no max hand size. This is a group hug card.
For anybody.
XX. Each player draws X, and then you go blue, 2, tap. Each opponent puts a number of cards equal to the number of cards in their hand from the top of their library into their graveyard.
Sure.
Whatever. Glunch the Bestower. You can watch Sidewalk Slam Season 3, Episode 1 to know what Glunch does. He lets you pick who gets what at the end of your turn.
Give card, make treasure, make dude big.
Yeah. Heartwood Storyteller.
I like that
I know
card.
that you like that. I've never seen it work, though. This is whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card.
Now, in all creature decks, which is where I play it, you know what? I don't know. You always draw 1 because when they go to kill it, you draw 1. So you always get 1 card. And then you got a 2/3 blocker for like 2 turns.
I'm sure that this card's actually good the higher up in the power scale you go because there's less creatures.
I'd imagine that he's probably good a lot. Like he's kind of good in the same way that Runic Armasaur is really good.
Oh yeah, Runic Armasaur, very good. Yeah,
right, very good card. This is kind of the same sort of deal, but
I would play both of those cards in my Animar deck if they didn't have double green pips. Frick, it's like Watsy knew that I was frickin' gunning for him. Okay, Horn of Greed. Everybody can...
Whenever you play a land,
draw
you draw a card. Very important, it's play a land. So if you fetch land, draw 1, and then you fetch and the new land comes in, you don't get to draw from the second
Correct.
land. That's important.
Howling Mine is everybody draws 2. We've got a Kami of the Crescent Moon, which is Howling Mine on a creature.
With a butt crack.
Yes, sir. Fits right in. Kawain Itinerant Meddler. Yeah, here we go. Tap. Each player may draw a card. For each player that draw a card this way, we gain a life. Yep. He's a rabbit wizard. I wish he was an advisor. I would definitely play that.
Who's ever going to not draw a card in order to prevent you from gaining 1 life unless they're going to kill you? Like, man, he's at 3. I got this lightning bolt in my hand. All I have to do is untap. And then they tap me just to tell everybody, listen. Nobody draws a card. A lightning bolt him.
I know why. Okay. So they got something on the stack that's killing me, and I also have a near-death experience if I go to 1.
Oh.
Yeah. So I try to Kawain, and they draw or don't draw, so I gain 1 and don't win, or they draw and I don't die. Something. There's got to be something. A totally hypothetical card. Nobody's ever going to have that scenario happen.
Hieronos and Timna of Miletus. He's a great big ass blocker because he has a big ass.
You said all the words in that card name wrong, but we're going to keep going
You're
with it.
damn right I did. And then at the end of turn, everybody can either put a land from their hand into play or draw a card. You get to do both.
I play that in my lands deck.
It's actually kind of a fun commander to play against.
Yeah.
I do kind of like it. It almost always ensures a decent game, so I appreciate that card very much.
Get a land or draw a card. And you get to do both as the player of that card.
So you are benefiting more than everybody else, but everybody else kind of gets to stay in the game, which I appreciate that in a casual card. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our card draw section if we weren't playing any game changers.
Oh, but we are.
Baby, are we ever? We're playing all of them.
So we're playing ad nauseum. That's terrible in this deck.
Oh,
that's so bad in this deck.
You know what? I think if you cast ad nauseum early enough, and you just like draw 10.
You just die.
And you go to frickin' 3 life.
Oh, yeah, you just die.
I think that you do it.
Of course you do.
It's
Of course you do. It's ad nauseum.
End of turn ad nauseum, and I got a frickin' Vorinclex on the battlefield, and I can untap and have 25 mana.
But what if it's early game. You don't have no Vorinclex.
Probably do, because I had to discard them to something, and I Kenrith them back. Don't you know how to play Magic, bro? I'm playing good cards in this deck.
Moving on.
Ad nauseum.
So after you have ad nauseum to put yourself to 3, maybe you could windmill slam your Bolas' Citadel.
Yes, pay life to play cards from the top of your deck.
Yep.
And also, everybody forgets about this one. Tap, sack 10 things. Each opponent loses 10 life.
That's pretty good.
Man, you know how many times I've seen myself or players going up against a player who has a Bolas' Citadel, who's just trying to freaking go hand. Oh, man, I got to find it. I got to dig. Oh, I'll go to 10. Oh, I'll go to 8. I just got to dig. Oh, I hit a land. Fuck. And we're all at like 8 life.
Yeah. And then they pass the turn, and you're like, you asshole. I'm glad that you forgot to do that. And then you kill them, and then you tell them that they could have won.
Oh, yeah, every single time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like voting on an expropriate.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're going to talk about that card in a few minutes. We've got a Jin-Gitaxias.
Oh my god.
This is a 10-drop that you might not want to hit with ad nauseum.
Or play with your Bolas' Citadel.
Yeah, but I would in both cases. Flash 5/4 at the beginning of your end step, draw 7.
Yep.
And at the beginning of each opponent's end step, each opponent's max hand size reduced by 7 cards.
Yes. I think that it should just say your opponent's maximum hand size is 0. Because then this wouldn't do the job to a reliquary tower.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Maybe Jin-Gitaxias doesn't have the key to a reliquary tower. Maybe he can't climb. Maybe he doesn't have a grappling hook.
He looks very tall, but I don't think he is.
I think it's that upward angle they use in movies to make guys look bigger.
Yeah. I don't think he's a very tall.
Or in certain adult entertainment that you sometimes can find on the internet.
What? Ristic Study.
Ristic Study. Speaking of adult entertainment, do you pay the 1?
I do.
Okay. Very good card draw. Among the best in CEDH, especially if you land at turn 1. You draw cards when opponent casts spell unless they pay 1.
Correct.
Speaking of among the best card draw in CEDH, we have the One Ring.
We do.
Also gives you protection from everything.
For 1 turn. That we forget about every time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Man, I like that card.
I played this at EDH&M a couple of weeks ago. Guy next to me attacks me. And then I was like, sucker, I have protection from everything. Then he says, go. Next guy.
Oh, no.
Attacks me too. That guy didn't let him take it back. And it was very funny. He's like, come on, man. I told you I have protection for everything. He attacked me. I have protection for everything. It's been 2 minutes.
Yes.
Come on, dude. And he was like, yeah, I had that coming. Damn it.
And it's not until the end of my turn, and it's not the current turn. It's until my next turn. Mm-hmm. Like, I get protection from 3 players.
Yeah.
Yes. I really like that card. I think I have 9 of them.
Wow, I have 1.
You got 9 of them now.
Dang, dude.
Alex was making fun of me when I had 7 of them because there's like 6 or so different printings in the entire Lord of the Rings kind of opus.
Right.
That I need to collect.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that over the last year and a half. I've accrued them or traded for them, saved 5% at fusiongamingonline.com using CCO Holiday.
Yep.
And since then, I've got 2 more.
Sick.
Yeah, got some face-to-face credit in Edmonton. Got some fusion credit from trading just some bullshit turning my bullshit into One Rings.
You have to have 9 of them now, right?
I think I do have 9.
Okay, excellent.
I might put 9 One Rings in my Nazgul deck.
That's what I'm saying.
That I totally don't actually have.
Then they can all have one.
Yes. Put 9 of those Nazgul Soul Rings in there.
Yeah.
I think that'd be illegal.
Probably.
Okay.
Trouble in pairs.
Trouble in pairs.
Whenever somebody does 2 things, you draw a card. Attack with 2 dudes, draw 2 cards, play 2 spells, we all draw a card.
Yeah.
That's what that does.
Winona, Joiner of Forces.
Only here because it's a game changer. When you attack with not humans, you can play humans, or when you attack with humans, you can play not humans for free.
Something like that.
She's outrageous. Honestly, I don't know why. I know why she's a game changer. I do. I just haven't seen her in so long. I forget she exists.
Yeah, very much a CEDH powerhouse commander for a good long dinkin' time, hey?
Yeah.
And she is a 4/4 for 4, so you get your money's worth when you ad nauseum into her. She's not a 5/4 for 10.
Let's talk about something that she actually fits in this deck quite well.
Yes.
Yuriko the Tiger's Shadow.
Baby.
At some point, you reveal the top card of your library, and then your opponents eat shit. equal to its mana cost. And we're playing things like Jinga Taxis and
Yeah.
even the One Ring or Winota. That's significant damage. Force of Will is a 5. Like, we can do some damage with her.
Yes. Yeah, I think that Winota is good. You lose the Commander Ninjutsu ability, but I don't think that actually matters. Okay, return an unblocked attack creature you control to your hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand or command zone, tapped and attacking. So it still actually works.
Yes, you can still ninjutsu her in when you attack with your Jinga Taxis.
And she goes unblocked, and then that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, we have, man, if that's not enough, we've got a couple copy things. We've got a split decision. That's a Will of the Council card, probably in there for group hug purposes. Choose target instant or sorcery spell. Starting with you, each player votes for denial or duplication.
Okay.
You can guess what it does. Copies it or counters it or whatever. And then we've got a tempting offer, Tempt with Mayhem. You ever played this card?
I have. This is a
thought you
cool
did.
card. I like this card.
Okay. Choose target instant or sorcery spell. Probably on the stack, right?
Yes.
Each opponent may copy that spell and may choose new targets for the copy they control.
Mm-hmm.
You copy that spell once, plus an additional time for each opponent who copied it in this way, and then choose new targets.
That's right.
I actually like that.
It's 9 times out of 10 that I've had it. People just don't pick the thing unless it's a group hug situation where we need to get this and maybe that. So somebody plays a path and then you tempt with Mayhem
Yeah.
and then you get it. But if you try and get like an extra turn spell or something like that, typically they're just like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, you know what? I would like this actually in my Calamax deck that's built around copying. And if I tap Calamax and cast this, it's going to copy this, and then people can choose to copy something else 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I cast like a growth spiral, and then copy it 2 times with this, plus copy it with every other person that picks maybe growth spiral, so
Yeah.
they can draw and play an extra land on their turn, or on my turn.
Well, they have to copy the thing that you pick.
Growth spiral.
No, like, yeah, but it has to be growth spiral.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm okay with this.
It's like everybody's going to growth spiral. It's not like if there's a growth spiral and a rampant growth on this. I'm using stupid examples, but you know what I mean. You can't pick one for your copy.
Yes. No, it says you can choose new copies or targets.
What?
You may choose new targets for copies you control.
But
they choose for them.
they also copy the spell. It says copy that spell.
Oh. Well, if they all choose to copy growth spiral, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I get 5 growth spirals.
That's right.
Or 7 growth spirals, or whatever the math is, if I copy Tempt with Mayhem.
Pretty good. Pretty good card. Pretty good card.
Okay, well, you mentioned extra turns a little minute ago.
Yeah, we did. Let's
Got
go.
a couple of those too.
Of course we do, because of course we do.
Now, only one game changer here, Brando, but there are several extra turns cards, and none of them on creatures, and Kenrith can't get them back unless we have a creature that can get them back.
So we need like a... Is there a extra turn creature that goes to the bin that we can get back?
Well, there's things like wizards that let you get instants and sorceries back, and then you've got like the laboratory one from Onslaught.
Arcane Laboratory? Riptide Laboratory?
Riptide Lab, yeah. And it lets you bounce your wizard to play him again to get your time warp back. And you could do stuff like that, but that'll dilute this deck and not allow you to play all the game changers.
So we're playing Time Warp. That's an extra turn. We're playing Nexus of Fate. That's an extra turn that shuffles itself back in. And we've got Expropriate. That's the game changer.
That's the game
thing
changer.
Where everybody votes for time or money. Everybody that picks time, you get an extra turn. Everybody that picks money, you get one of their pieces of shit that you then use on your extra turn. If you want to hear a really funny Expropriate story, listen to the pre-show. Poor new guy.
Very much so.
Poor new guy.
Oh, hey, also, we forgot to do patron nicknames.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of new, okay, well, sort of speaking of new, we've got a returner and a newbie.
Okay.
Returner, back for the 4th time. I can't believe we missed this. Cohen Mommerstieg.
That's Finger Blast Mommy.
Finger Blast Mommy. Finger Blast Mommy 2. Finger Blast Mommy 3. Hyper Mommy. Revenge of the Mom. Now,
Finger Blast Mommy 4, The New Beginning.
he's back for a 4th time. He's 4 in the back. You got your boys in the front and Finger Blast Mommy 4 in the back.
Don't Google that.
No, almost a full minivan. That's like a hatchback. It's like a hatchback. 3 people in the back seat plus some guy in the trunk because he passed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, meaning this is fucked up.
He's back.
Glad to have you.
The point is he's back.
Yes.
Okay. Big thanks. And F you, of course.
Correct.
Okay, now, here's the thing. We've got a pseudonym that I think I know what it means, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
Pseudonym, Nico Ni.
That's meow.
Or nobody. Like Nemo, it means nobody.
Right. It's nobody. Where's he from?
Nowhere.
He could be from He's nobody from nowhere. He finally signed up.
Nobody from no hometown.
Oh, man. Pseudo celebrity. Nobody from no hometown finally joins the nation.
Yes, sir.
Officially official.
Nobody from no hometown that nobody's ever heard of and will never see ever again.
Love it.
I like that.
I like that.
Oh, last name Nee. Yeah, Mr. Nee. First name, nobody from no hometown.
Yeah. Nobody from nowhere, Nee.
Excellent.
I love that.
You know what also could be like, you know how we've got a town called like Eyebrow and Elbow? This guy's from Nee.
He's like a knight. The knight's from Nee, right? That's from Monty
yeah,
Python.
Yeah, maybe he is. Maybe he's nobody from Nee.
Maybe.
Got the coconuts? Oh, yeah.
The knights who say Nee.
Yes.
Thank you, LB. Nee. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, well, in my mind, they're from Nee.
They probably, if you ask them where they're from, what are they going to say?
Nee.
Nee, exactly.
Exactly. Okay, we've got, we did our extra turns. We've got a couple finishers here. We've got a brain freeze. Now, I would like to brain freeze myself. I'll tell you why in a minute.
Okay.
Target player mills 3 cards, and it's got Storm.
Neat.
Okay, now, I brain freeze myself when there's a whole bunch of stuff on the stack, and then I frickin' Nexus of Fate myself, so it always shuffles in when I have only Nexus of Fate, infinite turns, baby.
Yeah?
Fuck yes. That's what I'm doing. Okay, there's one way. Okay, then we've got a Heliod the Sun Crown. Indestructible as long as your devotion to white is 5 or higher. Sure, it's creature. It's got whenever you gain life, put a +1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. And then it's got white 1, another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn.
Why are we playing that?
Because we have another finisher called Walkie Bee.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Walking Ballista. That is an infinite combo, Heliod and Walking Ballista. And if you mill yourself with Brain Freeze, you can get your Walking Ballista back. You could put +1 counters on your Walking Ballista, so it's like primed and ready to go without paying mana into it. Then you Heliod it.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, we could do all of those things. Then we've got an Underwear Breach, which I'm sure you do after every time you have Taco Bell.
That is correct. It's Arby's.
You go to Arby's still, bro? Do we still have an Arby's?
Yeah, there's one like way up on the north end
on
of town.
51st in Quebec, right?
Yeah, it's far. It's far away, but actually...
far away and not worth it.
Man.
Would not recommend.
When I was driving back from Edmonton, I was just like, man, I have chosen death. And I stopped in Lloydminster.
Oh, no.
And I stopped.
Nobody stops there.
I stopped at the Arby's in Lloydminster.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I sat there looking at the Alberta-Saskatchewan border and just ate my shitty Arby's sandwich. And then I drove home.
You were in your dad's car.
Yeah, and I got home real fast. I'm going to tell you, I was motivated.
Yeah,
motivated.
Shit speed.
Yeah, it's getting real. So Underwear Breach lets you play things from your graveyard. We all know what Underwear Breach does.
Yeah, specifically, you need them in your graveyard. So if you brain freeze yourself.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, brain freeze yourself. It's always the right answer. And then we got a Thassa's Oracle. This is a game changer.
It is.
That's our final game changer.
No, it's not. We got a whole bunch more.
Technically, it's not, but it's the last card that's a game changer. And what does he combo with this? Does he brain freeze himself and then Thassa's Oracle him?
I assume there's a demonic consultation in the tutor section that we're going to bang through in just a second. Because there's the tutor section here.
Oh, frick.
We're playing Vampiric Tutor, Survival of the Fittest, Mystical Tutor, Imperial Seal, Enlightened Tutor, Demonic Tutor. We should probably just cut the Survival of the Fittest and play a demonic consultation instead. And then we've got it.
No, I think we cut a non-game changer, Brando. Come on. Let's be real.
All of those are game changers.
Yes, I know, but let's add another tutor in the form of demonic consultation because it combos with Thassa's Oracle.
Oh, yeah,
if
you're right.
If you want to be a true piece of trash, This is what you'll do.
Maybe do we cut the brain freeze because we're not going to be able to storm with it?
No.
But what do we have that storms with brain freeze? That basically says mill 6 on it.
Brain freeze combos with brain freeze when you underwear breach.
Oh, yeah.
Because you underwear breach 3 into your graveyard and you cast brain freeze again.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, all right.
And then once you've stormed and brain freezed yourself enough, you can then, because your storm count's going to be like, I don't know, 30,
Many.
40, you brain freeze your opponent. Then the storm count is 31. Brain freeze the next one. Then brain freeze the next one. Yeah. Or if that's not the way you do it, you brain freeze yourself until you hit your Heliod, and then you reanimate your Heliod and your Walking Ballista and
With what?
your commander Kenrith. You
Oh,
remember the
yeah.
good card that does everything in your command zone?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Then I was going to say, Bob is your uncle.
And he is.
Yes?
Yep. I have one uncle named Bob.
Yes.
Used to be 2, now just 1.
Robert.
Mhm.
Yes. Mr. Brando's uncle, Robert.
Yep.
Robert is your father's brother.
Yes.
Yes.
We're also playing Ancient Tomb, Gaia's Cradle,
Glacial Chasm.
Glacial Chasm. Those are other game changers that are lands. Also Sarah's Sanctum and fucking Tabernacle, because of course, right? So
No proxies.
no proxies at all in this deck for sure.
Oh, man.
For sure. And then we're playing like the mana base is essentially 10 fetch, 10 dual, 10 triome,
Yep.
and then the game changers. What the mana base is.
Yes. So on arcadeck.com, it says the value of the deck is $1,517. I definitely read that wrong. The value of the deck is $15,217.
There you go. And on Architect, it has a salt score of 109.
Ooh, that's the highest salt score we ever seen.
So people are going to be real angry. I have stacks decks that have smaller freaking salt scores than that. That's insane.
Yes, and the estimated commander bracket is 4. That's the estimated one, though. But remember, it's a theme deck, so it's a 1.
So it's a 1.
Yes, because it doesn't have any meta-specific choices to make it a 5.
That's right.
There's no counter spells in here that copy or that counter 1-drop instants, for example.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
Okay, so let's look at some strengths and weaknesses. Strength.
Oh, shit.
Strength.
Oh, what died? Okay.
Have you seen the fucking deck?
Yeah, it's got lots of shit in it that's real good. Individual card quality, very high.
Oh, that's a very professional way to say it. I was going to say mana. Check.
Yep.
Powerful cards. Check.
Check.
Access to every color. Check.
Check.
Access to every game changer.
Check.
Check, check, and check.
Yes.
Weakness. It doesn't have a demonic consultation in it. Weakness. Is it and this is real now. Is it cohesive? Would it actually work? And if you're trying to like brain freeze, underwear breach yourself, like is that a consistent game plan?
Well, I mean, you got a lot of tutors.
And if it is,
drawing a lot
do you
of cards.
just do the tutor thing every single time?
Yes.
With like your 3 counter spells in the whole deck back up, and everything else is just like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The deck isn't really a deck. And that is consistent with every single other meme deck we've ever done. Think of the 100% zero land in the deck because it's all MDFCs.
Yeah.
Right? Think of like Infinite Arc Slogger. Think of every meme deck we've ever done. The Ashling and 99 Mountains, the 87
Marilyn
Swamp
Mornsong and
Marilyn
Opposition
Mornsong.
Agent. That's
Exactly.
it.
Right? Like those aren't real decks unless you just want to sit and chat and drink beer, which we do.
Yeah.
But like just go Swamp Go.
Yep.
And actually you've done that with a Jasmine Boreal, freaking 50 forests and 50 plains.
49 planes.
49 plains. Oh yeah, because you hate white.
That's right.
Yeah.
49 planes, 50 forests, Jasmine Boreal, vanilla 4/5, almost killed a guy with it.
You did not get last.
Did not get last in that game either. It was very good. I was very close.
Yes, but it's a meme, right?
Yeah,
and
it's there to be funny.
This is an exercise in what does it look like? Of course it's possible. You just put all the cards in the deck. Of course it's possible, but does it create a cohesive gameplay experience? And I think the answer is no.
I agree.
Unless you want to do the line that is Brain Freeze, Underworld Breach every single time, in which case it's not even very good at doing that because you're not running enough tutors and interaction, A, to stay alive, B, to find it consistently quickly.
Yeah.
right?
And
So
and you're running lots of things. You're drawing lots of cards and you're tutoring lots, but because it's got all the group hug stuff in it, your opponents are also drawing lots of extra cards, thus having means to deal with things. And if you play this at the recommended power bracket, which is 4, you're going to run into enough interaction where you're just fucked.
yes.
Probably.
Or my last weakness I have written down here: no Soul Ring.
What the fuck?
Not a game changer. But if we get like a Jeweled Lotus or a Mana Crypt downgraded from ban to game changer,
Ooh, going straight in, baby.
Zoidy Jake will be making some fast mana. Yeah, so specifically that question was asked in the Discord. How come no Soul Ring? It's a hotly contested card and very polarizing because people are like, come on, it's Soul Ring, shut up. It's like cornerstone and actually like visual representation of the format.
It's too late. Soul Ring is...
It's too late.
It's there. It's too late.
It's too late. It's stuck on there and I can't get it off. I got to go to the
Exactly.
hospital. There's too much swelling.
It's permanent,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. And
I'm sorry the game has herpes, and the herpes is Soul Ring, and you're never getting rid of it.
or the opposite is like, man, we should play Soul Ring in the deck because it should probably be a game changer.
It should be. Absolutely it should
Right.
be. And it should definitely be in this deck.
You think it should be in the deck?
I think it should be. It's,
Well,
it's a virtual game changer.
You know what I think the real game changer meme deck would look like? Hear me out here.
Okay.
And this would be great with Ad Nauseam. I have experience in this exact category.
Okay.
59 land, 40 game changers, commander. Ooh, would that be a deck that works?
No.
What if you freaking lost to that deck? You would be so salty.
I don't know if you could that? I mean, that could. No, it couldn't.
Fuck yeah, you could.
Could you?
Yeah, hell yeah, why not?
Well, because none of the game changers actually make you win the game.
But
Not one of them.
But they sure change it.
They do. Well, Thassa's Oracle maybe.
does.
But you don't have
Thassa's
anything to
Oracle
make Thassa's Oracle go.
Frick.
Right? You can't mill yourself to make Thassa's Oracle work. You have to attack a bunch of times with Yuriko to make her happen.
Yuriko would work.
You don't have any creatures for Winota.
Okay, what about creature lands? Lands that turn into creatures. That's one way to do it. Oh, frickin' Shivan Gorge. Yeah, that's a way to do it.
Sure.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't think just lands and game changers would actually be able to win.
Pixar didn't happen.
I don't think
that's
it could.
the ultimate game changer meme deck.
It is. It certainly is.
And then I think you say, actually, my deck's a 1 because it's legitimately just game changer themed.
Yeah.
And you pick as your commander, you pick like somebody frickin' shitty.
Yeah.
Like who's the worst 5-color commander?
Omnath.
No.
First Sliver.
Oh, what is he, a 7/7 for
Sliver Legion. He's a 7/7 for 5 that doesn't do anything else. That's the
man.
one.
Yeah, Sliver.
Or Emrakul the Biologist or whatever her name is. Like that'd be a real bad one.
Oh man.
Like because so many of them just don't.
Niv Mizzet Supreme. It's got flying and hexproof. No, that's too good.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Because it can fly.
Frick. Kagachi? No, that's too good.
Gigantha. That's the one.
Gigantha. Oh yes. What's the
her mana can only be used to play colored things.
No card in your starting deck has more than one of the same
Pippin.
mana symbols in its mana cost.
He's not going to be our companion. She's going to be our commander.
Well, I was thinking, how do I get down to like 48 lands and make a all game changer Gigantha frickin' companion 5-color commander deck?
You can't because Jin-Gitaxias and Tergrid prohibit that.
That's bullshit.
Let's do another meme deck real quick. We're doing another meme deck on top of this meme deck.
Is that how Gigantha works? Are you sure?
Yes. Let's turn this meme deck into another meme deck that's going to kick off some stuff that I think people have been talking about. We're going to go into Tarkir Dragonstorm in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm really actually excited. That set's looking pretty good.
Have you seen a card? I don't know I forget the actual name. Dragongasm?
Ooh,
The rooftop storm for dragons?
I want to have one of those.
It costs red, 6.
Yeah.
You can cast dragons for free.
Yeah.
So you put that in here.
Yes.
Then, in your command zone, you put Tiamat.
Also good.
Tiamat is a 5-dragon tutor in your command zone.
Math checks out.
Then with those 5 dragons, you find like the dragon that deals damage when dragons come into play. You find Lathless Dragon Queen.
Yep.
You find the dragon that makes a dragon when you play a dragon.
Yep.
You find another random dragon, and you find the new dragon that has Storm.
Yes.
It's a lord for dragons.
And you deal 40 immediately.
Yes, and you put them all into play, and you blow everybody out. And then if anybody happens to survive that, you attack them with all your dragons, making more dragons that will then kill the guy before combat damage. And if that doesn't work, there's still combat damage. That's the meme. Dracogenesis. Very cool card in that exact situation.
Do we
Totally fine everywhere else. It's not a game changer.
have enough slots to do that?
Yes.
And still have 40 game changers?
Yes. We have to cut. That whole thing that I just said is change a commander and 6 cards different.
Oh, I like that lots. I like that.
And it's a combo that virtually always wins. It's like it's got so much redundancy built into it. It's very good. It's very, very good.
I got one thing to add to that. That whole scenario that you just described already exists with 9 mana Dragon Storm. Search your library for a dragon permanent card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle, has Storm. This debuted in Scourge.
Yep.
And it was like fine. And everybody was like, oh my God. And then Lathless and the ETB deal damage equal to dragons guy came out, and all dragon have haste, and attack, get a dragon, dragon deal 6.
Yeah. Whenever dragon's dragon, you dragon, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. What you just described happens with Dragonstorm. And last time I checked, like ritual, Dragonstorm, storm equal 4, or storm equal 5 even, is what it takes to do that.
Yeah.
And nobody's calling home about that.
And nobody's doing it. I mean, granted, that takes 5 different cards out of your hand and probably more mana. And because we're playing it in the all game changers list, you have Enlightened Tutor to find it. You have 3 black tutors that find it.
It's a freaking enchantment, bro.
Right? So all you have to do is you basically ramp to 8 and win the game in the scenario that I have said. So heads up, you're going to be seeing a lot of Tiamat decks in the next, I'm going to say, month until people get bored of doing that.
Yes. Or in Zoidy J's case, that's going to be his scumbag way to win. That is not Thassa's Oracle, though he still will play Thassa's Oracle because it's a game changer.
He has to. He absolutely has to play that.
You have to play. You have to play Thassa's Oracle, or you're not doing it right.
You have to play all 40 game changers. If you're going to do this, you have to have all 40. That's just science.
That's it.
You have to. You have to have all 40.
Now, or more someday if there are more. Now, here's the dream, is if they do add more game changers to the list as this whole debacle kind of develops and evolves, at what point do you start cutting all of your Dracogenesis dragons to hinder your combo at the expense of playing 36 land, first of all, and also all of the game changers?
Well, 36 land and 40 game changers is 76. And the combo that we talked about is only 6 cards, so that takes us up to 82. So they'd have to add 18 more game changers before we'd even have to touch the combo.
Sick. That's pretty good.
Right?
Hey, listen,
it's safe forever.
I want Coalition Victory, like we were talking a couple weeks ago, to get unbanned straight into this deck, because it would actually be another do-nothing game changer under most scenarios. The land would be easy because you're playing duels and triomes and shocks.
Could you do it?
You've got a Kinos and Tiro of Miletus, who's everything except black.
And then you get Turgrid.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's, I think...
Oh, no, Yuriko could do it, too.
Oh, Yuriko is also black. There we go. There's 2 black.
Oh, and Bolas' Citadel.
Oh, it's permanence. It's permanence of a color. Okay, it's not creatures of a certain color.
Yeah. So, man, could you imagine? Oh, can you imagine winning the game with a Coalition Victory?
In an all game changers deck?
I've only ever seen it happen one time in my whole life. Wow. My whole life. I've only ever seen it one time in 60-4 back in the day.
Well, it was banned right away in Commander.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Which is stupid. I won one time with Biorhythm and it felt pretty good because I worked fucking hard.
Yep.
But never Coalition Victory.
Yeah, hey, my final thought of the day before we get to the thank yous and Fusion Gaming and etc. is this deck list and the band list brought to you by bullshit. And I'm here for it. And I want Coalition Victory in this deck list, off the ban list. Like, let's go.
We know they will be. We've talked lots about that.
Hope so.
There's so many cards coming off of that, and we're going to put them all into this deck. It's going to be fucking dope.
If you were going to pick up your Coalition Victory in anticipation of it coming off the ban list, where would you go?
I would absolutely check out FusionGamingOnline.com, the source for all your gaming needs. And once I've added that and the Biorhythm and the Jeweled Lotus to my shopping cart, I would input CCO Holiday at the checkout to save myself 5% off all those totally unplayable cards until what? April, when they come off the ban list?
That's getting close.
It's coming right up, so we got to get on this now.
I'm excited.
We're anticipating. We're calling stuff. It's gonna be real
MTG
good.
Finance, baby.
Oh, yeah, we're financing hard. And what was the and? Then we go there and save money.
Yes.
And then once I've ordered the stuff, you know what I'm going to do?
Drink some beer?
I'm going to drink some beer. I'm going to get it from Pile of Bones Brewing Co., the second coolest thing to come out of Regina, and it's going to be delicious. And I'm going to be refreshed. I'm going to feel really good. And then I'm going to grab a 4-pack of that shit, put it in one of those little recycling can holders, and I'm going to go out and see my buds all in CCO Nation. You guys out there, thank you for being here with us, giving us somebody to talk to, so we're not just talking into this little blue light, because that sometimes makes me feel kind of weird. So it's nice to know that there's somebody out there listening, and we appreciate you for it. Next week, we're going to be back talking Dragonstorm on a very, very exciting episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!